be careful of with any aquarium is the buildup of hydrogen sulfide under the sand. Now, one thing that you can see of evidence of that is bits of black like this. So that can be evidence that you're getting bad bacteria underneath the sand. Now, what happens is the oxygen needs to penetrate into the sand. And if the oxygen can't penetrate into the sand, then you get different sorts of bacteria. You got various anoxic bacteria that can actually be bad and can actually discharge gases like hydrogen sulfide. So when you've got something like this fella in there that's stirring up the sand all the time, the risk is relatively low. So if you are going to have super fine sand, you really need things in there that are going to dig around in it, because it's when it stays like that for a long time that you start to get this formation. So you want to get the gravel cleaner out and suck that out. And then if you ever do suspect that you've got hydrogen sulfide, what I would want to do is make sure that you have some polyfilter in the filter, because there's been circumstances where I've released hydrogen sulfide, and if you have polyfilter in the filter, the polyfilter will adsorb and absorb the hydrogen sulfide out of the water, and therefore you will likely be okay. So having polyfilter on hand is a really great thing too, just in case you do get an emergency, such as a release of hydrogen sulfide. Having the polyfilter on hand and just quickly chucking it in the filter has definitely saved my life before, or saved my fish's life before. And water changes also help. So if you have a larger gravel size, the oxygen can get in it. The finer gravel size, the oxygen can't get in it. And it's when the oxygen can't get in it that these sorts of issues become a problem. And if you disturb it and release the hydrogen sulfide, it can potentially kill your fish, and it has happened to me.